And the first one here, and I think this is one of the most important things to remember, is that when you define dump file, not just make it one single file name, always use the %L. In the older days, it was %U, but %L allows 3 digits or up to 1000 dump files. You will see later on when we talk about all the parallel ingredients and details, how important that is. So this is a must. You must set this %L in your dump file parameter variable to allow the creation of multiple dump files. Optionally, you may add a file size parameter if you want a certain given maximum size for your dump file. That could be also useful. For instance, if you want to upload something to the object storage and there's a limitation on how big the files can be. Then use compression if you have the advanced compression option. That's the small caveat here. You can decrease the size of a dump file significantly. You can speed up your export dramatically in some cases for certain types. But as soon as you say compression equals all, then in DBA feature usage statistics, the counter will tick up and your database will be marked to have used the advanced compression option. In addition, you can define also compression algorithm since a few releases. And here in my example, we use Medium, and I show you in a second which of the algorithms you have as a choice and which ones are the ones we most likely recommend. Basic is the algorithm just having the old way how to compress dump files as we introduced it in 10 when Datapump came up. This is not the best algorithm in terms of performance, also in terms of CPU load, and also in terms of the size of the dump file. Our recommended option usually is Medium, because Medium balances best between performance, how quickly do you export, and how much load do you put at the same time on the CPUs, and the size of the dump file. Low is something you would use only if you would like to have a little bit compression. It comes very close to the old basic algorithm, but with very, very little CPU load, while high gets you the best results in how small is my dump file. In exchange, unfortunately, it also demands a bit more CPU resources. This is why Medium usually is the best way to go. And here we have some numbers. So a real life example, this was a 12.2 EBS database export. And the file size when you did nothing was 5.5 gigabytes. That's okay. With all basic, so all means metadata, which is the default anyways, and basic algorithm, compression algorithm, we brought it down to like 90% smaller dump file. With all low, a little bit bigger, not smaller. And all medium then balanced actually best in terms of how long did it take? 4 minutes, 55 seconds. What was the ratio and the size of the dump file? So it balances in most cases the best. Another example here below that, where you see also that the low algorithm really doesn't give you good performance, and high really may take much longer, but it gives you the smallest dump file. The default compression type for metadata, interestingly enough, compression metadata only is on by default. And no worries, this doesn't let the counter go up for advanced compression option. It has no extra requirement, but we realized that due to the fact Datapump exports metadata in XML files, that can really take a little bit of compression. It helps a lot in terms of the size of the metadata. And one thing which is really important, and this is why we put it as a pro tip here on the slide, when you have a compressed dump file and you want to import it, that does not require the advanced compression option. Only the export requires the advanced compression option, and not for metadata only, but for data or all.